Here we are, the final chapter. And it's fitting, because this is the tool you've been using in every single chapter without us formally naming it. The data dictionary and the dynamic performance views. Every time I said, let's prove it live, and queried something starting with $, or DBA, that was this chapter. Interviewers constantly ask, how would you check that? And the answer is almost always a view from here. So this is your reference chapter, the one that quietly powers everything else. We'll sort out the two families of views, the prefixes, the multi-tenant twist, and, my favorite, how to find any view without memorizing it. Then we'll wrap up the whole course. Let's finish strong. Oracle exposes information about itself through two families of read-only views, and knowing the difference is a small but telling detail. The first family is the data dictionary views. They describe the persistent structure of the database, users, tables, table spaces, privileges, all the things that are built and stay put. Their names use the prefixes SUR, ALL, and DBA. The second family is the dynamic performance views, whose names start with $. They describe the live state of the running instance, current sessions, memory and use, wait events, redo activity, and they're called dynamic because their contents change moment to moment as the database runs. So here's the one-liner that captures it. The DBA views tell you how the database is built, and the $. Views tell you what it's doing right now. Structure versus live activity. The data dictionary views come in three prefixes that describe scope, and it's a clean, logical system. A user view shows objects you own, so user tables list just your own tables. An all view shows objects you can access, which is yours plus anything granted to you, all tables. And a DBA view shows everything in the database, and it requires DBA level access, so DBA tables lists every table in the whole database. Same core idea, three widening circles of scope, mine plus granted, everything. As an administrator, when you want the database-wide picture, and you usually do, you reach for the DBA views. That's why you've seen me use DBA something over and over. So if an interviewer asks the difference between USUR, all, and DBA views, you just say, increasing scope, what I own, what I can see, and everything. Let's give the $. Views their proper introduction, even though you already know them well by now. The dynamic performance views describe the live state of the running instance, and their contents change from one moment to the next. You've met a whole cast of them across the course. Back in Chapter 1, $. Instance and $. Database told us whether the instance was up and the database open. In Chapter 3, $. SGA and $. PGASTAT showed memory in use. And $. Session, which we used in background processes, in networking, and in performance tuning, shows who's connected and what each session is waiting on. The point is, the $. Views are the live pulse of the database. Whenever a question is about right now, current activity, current memory, current weights, the answer is a $. View. This slide is one to screenshot because it maps each study topic to the views you'd actually run. Memory questions, $, SGA, SGA info, and PGA stat. Background processes, $. BG process and session. Storage, $. data file and $. log for the physical files, DBA table spaces and DBA free space for space. Security, DBA users, DBA yes privs, DBA role privs. Multi-tenant, $. PDBs, CDB PDBs, $. containers. Performance, $. session, $. SQL, $. system event, and the DBA hist history views. When an interviewer asks, how would you check that? This table is how you fire back the right view instantly for any topic. You don't have to memorize all of them perfectly, but knowing roughly which view belongs to which topic turns a vague question into a confident, one-line answer. Here's the multi-tenant twist that ties back to Chapter 2. In a container database, there's a third dictionary prefix beyond user, all, and DBA. It's CDB. A CDB view works just like the DBA views, but instead of showing only your current container, it spans all containers at once, and it adds a con ID column so you can tell which PDB each row belongs to. So the contrast is clean. DBA tables shows the tables in your current container, while CDB tables shows the tables across the entire CDB, with a con ID marking which PDB each one lives in. It's the apartment building world from Chapter 2, reflected right here in the dictionary. When you're an administrator standing in the root and you want the whole building picture, you reach for the CDB views. Mentioning CDB in the con ID column is a tidy way to show your dictionary knowledge is 19C current. This is my favorite trick in the whole course, and it takes all the pressure off. You do not have to memorize every view name, nobody does, because Oracle documents its own views in a view called dictionary, which you can query, often with the short name DIFT. So if you forget the name of a view in real life, you just query the dictionary. Here I'm searching for anything with undo in the name, and it hands me DBA undo extents and $undo stat. It's the view that lists the views. And here's why saying this in an interview is so powerful. It signals that you know how to find answers, not just recall them from memory. That's a far more valuable trait in a working DBA than rote memorization. So relax about the exact names, know the patterns, and know that dictionary will fill in the rest. Let me hand you the sentence that ties this whole chapter into a bow, the one to deliver whenever views come up. DBA views for structure, $$ views for live state, and dictionary to find whatever you don't remember. That's it. In one line, you've shown you understand the two families, persistent structure versus live activity. You know the scope prefixes, and you've made clear you can always look up anything you don't have memorized. It answers almost any "how would you check that?" question in spirit, because it demonstrates the mental model rather than a memorized list. Practice saying it smoothly. It's the perfect capstone answer for the reference topic, and it leaves an interviewer confident that you can navigate the database to find whatever you need. Let's prove the whole model with one query of each kind. For structure, a DBA view, DBA users, filtered to open accounts, tells me who exists and can log in. For live state, a $, view, counting active user sessions in $, session, tells me who's connected right now. For the multi-tenant picture, a CDB view, CDB users grouped by con ID shows users across every container at once. And when you blank on a name, DICT, the short form of dictionary, lets you search. Here I'm hunting for anything with session in it. 4 queries, 4 ideas, built, now, all containers, and search. That's the entire reference toolkit in one screen. Master this pattern, and you'll never be stuck. When someone asks how you check something, you'll just reach for the right family and go. Let's lock in this chapter and the whole course. Views come in 2 families, the data dictionary for structure and the $, views for live state. The dictionary scope prefixes are user, all, and DBA, and in multitenant, CDB spans all containers with a CON ID column. Forgot a name? Query dictionary, because knowing how to find answers beats memorizing them. And with that, you've done it. All 17 chapters, the complete foundation, the instance, storage, access, protection, and optimization. You can now talk about Oracle architecture, multi-tenant, memory, processes, startup, files, table spaces, undo, redo, security, objects, networking, RMAN, flashback, tuning, and the dictionary, the whole arc. My final gift is the capstone sentence. DBA for structure, $, for live state, dictionary to find the rest. Go review the traps, say the recaps out loud, and walk into that interview like you've run one. You've got this.